I like I, I like Drake when he rapping.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him when he sing. It's some things when he it's some things where he like when he put in his melody, he do his melody thing with his rap. He good. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
When he do just straight out singing, I'm like, that ain't for me. I know what that's for. That's for them. That's for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But if Universal was boosting them streams,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. If he can get evidence that they were boosting the streams and like they was picking sides, yeah, that's gonna be a nasty
But come on,
fight.
that's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be hard to prove though.
It's not gonna happen.
they're not gonna.
They are
they're
a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate.
They know how to hide that shit.
That's not gonna come out.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Uncultured Roots podcast. I got it right this time, motherfucker. I'm host 17.
It's your man H.M. Hersham Bawu. What up? What up? Go Blue.
Go Blue.
And it's your man G Fly. What up, though, my babies?
And we back. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their holiday. How was your brother's holiday, man?
It's pretty
good,
cool,
man. It's good. A lot of big back activity going on.
That's right.
You know, ate myself into a coma yesterday. Passed out like normal Americans.
That's right.
The Lions won. So,
that's
man,
right.
I can't complain.
Barely.
Yeah, Chicago. I knew he was
fired. They fired the coach.
I knew he was fired immediately.
He was done. He's done.
They had
timeout. They had timeout here, and he didn't even use it. And I'm glad because, as I said, Detroit Lions fan here. I'm a bandwagoner. I'll say that publicly because the Lions broke my heart. Too many years. I gave up on them, and I just came back around when they got good. So, yep, bandwagon here, loyal bandwagoner. That's not even a term. So
I don't know what it is about them in Thanksgiving game. Like they just can't. They always struggle.
They did everything to lose that game.
Yeah, everything.
They did everything to lose that game. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I'm just like,
it wasn't in the cards for them to lose, man.
I listen.
For the last 4 years, they lost.
It's like Angels in the Outfield. Remember that movie?
Oh man. All right. Well, look, we got a pretty jam-packed show for y'all today. Make sure to say this at the beginning. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me go say please.
Absolutely.
We need that.
Yeah, we definitely need it. And
be a talker. No, be a walker, not a talker, and follow us on everything like a stalker. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I like that.
There you go.
I'm using that line every time now.
That's right. And for those listening on the audio version, just give us a 5-star rating on wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us an upvote, up rating, so it'll make it easier for people to find our show. And hey, let's get into it. Not much this week in the culture except for I mean, I'm not gonna say not much. There's a lot, but not much. I don't want to talk about on the show.
Not much we wouldn't talk about
because it's the rest of it is gossip, and I don't want to be involved in all that
garbage.
Yeah, garbage, hot flaming garbage,
bullshit.
What to say? Kendrick Lamar gave hip hop a treat at the end of the year. After already turning 2024 into one of rap's most notable championship years for any artist, unsurprisingly, the treat, his surprise album GNX, performed incredibly well. It turns out that first week's sales projections for the LP were accurate, as it officially sold 324K album equivalent units during this tracking period. Per Hits Daily Double, about 290K of those are from streaming services, whereas pure album sales accounted for almost 33K. I mean,
not bad.
People still buying albums. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, a lot of artists are going back to selling physicals, which I figured they would.
Yeah.
Cause this little shit that they got going on with streaming, that is some absolute
It's terrible.
utter gutter bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know why artists don't just band together and stop putting music on streaming services.
Well,
Make it available.
I think I think it's people that's been trying to get people to do that. It's just, once they start rolling stuff out like this, it's kind of hard to get people weaned off of doing it.
Yeah.
And plus, if you under a record label,
It's
they
convenience
kinda,
again. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you under label, they're gonna mandate that you drop it. They all working together.
Yeah, I'd rather do. Yeah, they are. I'd rather do physical because I wanted to go back how it was.
Yeah, the golden era.
Yeah, like
literally.
And I like some of the distribution, like a DistroKid and TuneCore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would love to go do the physical thing and go, do something like with a company like Southwest Wholesale, like back in the days. Cash Money and them when they first started, they went through them.
Yeah.
It's different. It was different distribution places that people used to go to. You know what I mean? I'd rather done something like that than mess around with this streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a big fan of it. But like I think you said last week, on like we probably mentioned 1,000 times on this show. Technology, matter of convenience.
Convenience, yeah. People ain't gonna go back to something less convenient.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with you though. I wanted to go back to physical too. I miss the days of being able to actually own something.
Going to the store and looking through CDs and stuff.
That's an experience. That's an experience. And these kids, they don't know. They don't understand. They think they got it good because they can go on, pay $10 and get and listen to anything you want. It was an experience.
Yeah.
When the music came out and everybody was excited about it and going to the store and you getting a package, you check out and you go home, you reading the credits, the booklets and all of that type of stuff.
Yep.
Like, I mean, y'all pay the money and y'all listen to everything, but it's like, that's it. That's all you get.
And nowadays, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's made it a little easier for guys like us who do music or whatever and whatnot. It's made it a little easier for us to be able to release and put it out there. But at the same time, and when I say this, I by no means am judging our music per se, but I'm saying it almost like it cheapens the feel of the music because like you just said, when the albums were dropping, if Jay dropped an album, that was something you listened to for months. And usually how it was structured was artists would kind of space out their dates. It was like Jay dropping here, said we gonna drop here. And like it was all choreographed and strategic. Whereas now as you got people even like Kendrick, J. Cole's done it. People just dropping albums out the blue, no warning, no notice. And I guess that's good, but I mean, it just don't have that same effect to me.
I think another thing, as far as like people like us up and coming, it adds to the networking factor. It makes it much easier. So I remember when I was going to get CDs printed out, I had to go talk to people and hand them out, and people, hey, you gonna bring me a CD? You know what I'm saying? That's all lost now. You just put it on the site, they download it. So
that's where the convenience works.
Yeah.
But I missed the experience, dog. That's what I missed.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere DJ Head was for y'all that don't know, DJ Head is big. DJ out the West Coast.
Yeah.
Head said he felt like it was better when it was regional, when music was regional.
Yeah.
And the internet took part of it. That's part of why it's not regional anymore, I believe. But also, Clinton signed the Telecommunication Act in '96.
Yep.
And that right there made it to where it's like it basically like these certain type of these big radio corporations like bought everything up.
Yep.
So now it's only a few. Now that's why you go on the radio, you hear the same shit.
Yeah.
In every city.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when it was regional, you knew what was going on in that city because you go to that city, you listen to the radio, and it'd be different. Yeah. It'd be certain hits, like let's say back in it's 1996. Let's say it's 99. It's 96, right? That's the year Tupac. So All Eyes on Me is gonna be any single off All Eyes on Me is gonna be popping almost in every city. Mm-hmm. And they top 88, top 8 out of 8. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or you're gonna hear some Biggie and stuff, but then you're gonna hear this local stuff that nobody know. You don't know about these people unless you're in the city. Yeah, it kind of ruined. Telecommunication Act, internet ruined that. So
yeah, because I know here in the Detroit, Detroit area, and just Detroit in general, you'll be able to hear like. And I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to the people. I ain't listened to the radio in years. Okay, but when I used to, which it wasn't that long ago, but you could get a good variety and see what was actually going on in the city. They had probably like on Saturday night sometime. What is it? It ain't WJLB no more, is it? It's something else. I don't know.
It's still JLB.
It's still JLB.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got JLB and then the other one.
Yeah, y'all would know better than me, man.
It's two. JLB and the other.
Yeah.
I ain't listened to the radio in a minute. And I'm sorry if I can't remember y'all, because I know it's gonna because I want to show love to the radio stations in the city, but I haven't been listening to the radio. So we got two that play that's most known in the city for hip hop. And then we got one that's like play like everything from back in the day to early 2000s and stuff like that.
That's the one my wife listened to. Like whenever I get in the car with her, she got that going, and it's it
92.3 or something?
No, it's not 92.3.
No, it's not 92.
It's something to beat or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's 105 point. I don't know. I don't know.
No, 105.9 is 105.9 is
that should be hip hop too, right?
The other one is 107 point.
107.9 is the I think
that's the other hip hop station.
It's the other hip hop station. 105.9 is the jazz R&B.
Okay,
that used to be hip hop though.
That used to be the hip hop station. It used to be 105.9. Yeah. In our era, we old. But
like back in the G. Well, 105. I think 105.9 is like you hear at a certain, well, I don't know. I just believe, I think 105.9 is where you gonna hear like most of the old school R&B. Old school. You gonna hear you gonna hear somebody like what's my man? Oh, I can't believe I got a brain fart right now.
Like Kim or something.
Yeah, Kim. You gonna hear the my man who used to be on WJLB back in the day.
I know. Well, radio personality wise,
radio
Dr. Darius,
not Dr. Darius, not Dr. Darius, not Bushman.
Yeah, I remember Bushman.
Bushman was WJLB for sure.
Yeah,
but
my nigga had a foot fetish on the radio, bro. I'm just gonna be honest.
Shout out to the Bushman.
Girls used to be calling up to this like, how them toes doing? I'm like, bro,
freaky ass nigga, freaky nine god.
Shout out to Bushman.
Shout out to Bushman though.
I met Bushman a couple times back in the day. I used to go places that run into Bushman.
Yeah,
I used to listen to the radio. I used to listen to him a lot when I was a kid. I was just like, why is this nigga asking about her feet?
Yeah,
it was just weird to me, man. But it was the 90s, man. Niggas did a lot of shit in the 90s, but
whatever. Freer.
Yeah, it was definitely a little. It was a lot freer.
A lot freer.
We can't talk about the off mic conversation, but
Anyway,
anyway,
and it's funny you say that because last night I was watching a Vince McMahon
I
thing
think I
on
saw
Netflix.
That. Yeah,
he got a documentary on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet. I bookmarked it. I was
recommend.
gonna watch it. I ain't got to it
it's
yet.
Good. It's good.
I recommend.
I can watch it after the show
because I know you was a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
of course,
definitely.
WWF, absolutely, yeah. WCW,
ECW, WWF, well, WWE.
WWE now.
It's always gonna be WWF. To
yes,
me.
yeah. But it's funny because I know Triple H was on there like, if these weeks was doing that back then,
wouldn't fly today. Right? They was wild.
He said sometimes I look back and I just like, how do we get away with that?
How was kids watching this?
Yeah, we was watching it.
But see, look, you got to think about it though. We was built because of our environment, because of how our parents raised us. We was built for that shit. Like we talked about on last episode, like why is everybody getting so soft? Is because I ain't gonna lie, our generation is part of that problem. We coddled these kids, we softened them up, as opposed to just, I don't know why. I don't know how we did that, considering most of us, like you say, Hirsch, last episode, you leave 10 a.m., come back 10 at night. You have to figure out food and everything else for survival for the whole day. Like we was built like that.
Right.
Like why did we?
It kind of, I don't know. A lot of things, and one of them is, again, I'm gonna keep blaming this convenient stuff because instead of working for things, doing things, now that stuff just come easy.
Yeah,
like we just said, you used to have an event. It used to be experience to go out and purchase music.
Yeah.
Now they just in the house. They don't got to purchase the stores on the phone.
They get it immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, everything microwave and not going out and having experiences.
Yeah, it's convenient. I mean, and I ain't gonna front. For video games, like I used to love going to GameStop. Used to love midnight releases. I used to love doing that stuff because it was about the experience. I'll be standing in line. Like for last one I did was GTA 5 release, midnight release that came out in 2013. So that was the last one I did, and standing in line talking to all these randos, and then because it's a midnight release, my whole thing was, don't get me wrong, but that's because of the generation I come from. It's like it's the thrill of the midnight release, but then it's also the thrill of I got to make it to the car with this motherfucker, because if somebody come at me, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of them because you're not finna snatch my shit. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
Exactly. So it was like that shit was a thrill for me. I used to love that shit. I'm like, yeah, okay.
It was like that with it was like that with Jays back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't attest to the Jays, but I know what you're saying.
Niggas was walking to school, man. They was getting their Jays took. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure. And it's funny. The other week, now I'm part of the PS5 gang now.
Yes,
sir. I just got my PS5. So we're gonna be online.
Get it? I already got 2K25.
Okay, you do?
Get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
So, okay. Yeah.
Are you ready?
That's good to know. That's great to know. Yeah. Go ahead. No, not even just us going against each other, but go ahead and make you My Career player, man, so we could play together on the same team online against these cats. Because, man,
that's dope.
That shit is horrible, dog. I'll be online trying my best, dog. These cats be cheating, bro.
Yeah. But like you said, though, man, when I got my PS5, I'm walking out the door like, nobody running around. It's Christmas time, and I already know how y'all act.
And I mean, that was back, like I say, that was back then before I was, I ain't gonna say what but you know what I'm getting at. But now I ain't worried. Now I ain't worried. I'm like, yeah, you run up if you want to.
You don't want this PlayStation that bad.
No,
I promise you don't.
No, you're absolutely right. But I'm still like looking around like,
oh no, yeah, I got you. But before it was, I'm ready to throw hands. I chuck the game in the car and I'll beat the fuck out of you. But now it's like, oh man, I'm all smiles now. It's like, hey man, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do that.
I beat the junk out you.
Do that, man.
But if you pulling out a knife, man, you gonna lose that fight.
Yeah, like man, you don't want to do that, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
And I'm gonna leave it there.
Right. All right. It's like, damn, this almost turned into a segment.
Retro segment.
Oh shit. All right, well, we're gonna get to the root of our show, the root topics. So first on the docket, we're gonna play a video. This is gonna give a pretty good explanation of the what I call it, K Dot versus Drake round 2 whole situation. You know, so instead of you know, I'm just gonna play the thing. All right.
All right, real quick, here's what you got to know about the Drake lawsuit. For starters, it's not a lawsuit.
Oh, this is my guy right here.
Petition. All right, listen closely. See, Drake is signed to a record label called Republic Records. Kendrick Lamar is signed to a record label called Interscope Records. Both of these record labels are owned by Universal Music Group. Now, what Drake is saying is that Universal Music Group, since it owns both him and Kendrick Lamar's music, favored Kendrick Lamar over Drake during their rap beef. Why? Well, here's where it starts to get wicked. See, Drake is in contract negotiations with Universal Music Group, but Universal Music Group had a problem. Drake made them a lot of money. So now Drake's basically like, you see how much I'm worth, Universal Music Group. For my next contract, I need that. Y'all better give me that money. She said, how much you want? He said, a lot. Now, while all this is going on,
A lot.
So Drake says Universal Music Group amplified Kendrick to ruin Drake's career. So then during the contract negotiations, Universal could be like, oh, you're not worth that much now. You look terrible in front of the media. We'll give you this much. And Drake claims they basically did this through botted plays, giving Kendrick Lamar more plays like fake streams through Spotify. He claims that Spotify might be in on this too. Again, to make it look like Kendrick is doing better than he actually is and to make Drake look bad. Now, here's the problem. Remember how I told you this is not a lawsuit? This is a petition? Well, that means Drake doesn't have an insane amount of evidence. What he's basically saying is, courts, tell Universal Music Group to give me the evidence. Because I, Drake, know it happened. I heard it from ex-employees. I saw it on Academic Stream, blah, blah, blah. Tell Universal Music Group to tell me who did it. They don't have to be the ones who did it, but someone in their company did. So who am I suing? Now, Universal Music Group responds to Drake by saying, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with us. If you want to sue somebody, sue Kung Fu Kenny. The fans choose which song becomes popular.
Of course.
And that's
Sue
actually
that
very
nigga.
important because Universal Music Group is saying, yo, people just like his songs better, broski. Let it go. But the fans fully choosing the music might not be entirely true. Universal Music Group and Spotify are like this. They're locked in. It's been known for a long time that streaming companies favor record label artists. A record label says, yo, push this person out. The streaming company might put them on a few more playlists. Drake understands this, so he's putting Universal Music Group in a tough position because Kendrick Lamar very well might have had his plays increased. But so does every other artist under record labels. Allegedly, it's kind of like massive influencers having some fake followers. You can assume that there's some fake followers, right? But Drake's just claiming Universal Music Group did it excessively for Kendrick to make him look bad. Now, this is a massive risk for Drake. The only way Drake wins is if it comes out that most of Kendrick Lamar's streams were botted. And you have to like Drake again. Because remember, this is about label negotiation. If people say, yo, Kendrick, you botted your streams, not cool. But we're still not listening to you, Drake. Then his record label is going to be like, well, we're not going to pay you. People still don't like you. But it gets worse. Because remember, I said that's if people find out that Kendrick botted his streams. What if Kendrick didn't bot his streams? One, people are not going to like him even more, so the label's definitely not going to pay him. And two,
that's tough.
This is going to look like a sore loser tactic.
It already looking like it.
Prove I lost, they prove it. It's not a good look. Now, Drake's team is aware that this is going to make him look terrible, so they stressed, by the way, we're suing the record label. We're not suing Kendrick Lamar, everybody. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Oh, okay, this is not too bad. Drake is suing the record label, not exactly Kendrick. Well, it gets worse. Drake and his team also said, well, we're also mad that Universal Music Group allowed Kendrick to release a song talking crazy about me, saying all these terrible things about me, calling me a person who only goes after certain girls. Yes, Drake's argument is basically, that made me look bad. Universal shouldn't have allowed that to happen. This defames me. Now, again, Drake and his team haven't officially officially stamped this in and filed an official lawsuit because he doesn't have the evidence. But historically, defamation lawsuits saying that person made me look bad, so they basically ruined my life, are really hard to win. So I have no idea why Drake and his team would slide that in. Maybe to tie up Kendrick's songs in a legal dispute so Kendrick can't perform them at the Super Bowl. I have no idea. That's just a complete guess. There's not that much information out now, but when there is more, I'll let you know. All that is known is Drake is suing Universal because he says Universal helped Kendrick defeat Drake so Universal can get a better deal from Drake in the future. Anyway.
They gonna teach this shit in the
And
college
there you
course.
go.
Shout out to Dope. Shout out to Dope because I'm really a fan of his videos.
Because he do good
It's
breakdowns.
nice how he break
He
it down.
he do good breakdown. It's I know it was 150. He was accurate to a good degree, but he was missing some things. But I understood with a short amount of time you can't fit it. But see, man, this from the very beginning when they start going at each other, I just was like, I know where everybody's gonna think. Everybody gonna be out for blood. Everybody gonna be wanna, get excited about it. But I just look at it from a different point of view because growing up we done seen the legendary ones, some of the legendary battles.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at this, I just was like, it's cool, but these other people are the ones who really gonna win the most. Like they gonna win the most.
Yeah.
Not either Drake or Kendrick. The label really gonna win it.
They was behind the scenes pulling other strings.
I mean
profiting off of both of them.
I mean the way that the battle was, everything was set up. It started off with, I mean they was already exchanging stuff for years on the sly.
Yeah.
But when the joint with Future and Metro came out, and then it's like Ross and A$AP Rocky and all these other people jumping on.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Everybody just jumped in.
Which Kanye he threw something in there. He threw Universal in there. He the first one to put Universal in.
He did.
Because he was like, it's really about losing grain.
Yep, he threw that name out there, Lucien Grange.
And so, and I think that kind of, it might have flew over people's head a little bit.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Like they forgot about that part.
Right.
Because once the battle kept going, they start heating up. So they forgot about that part.
Right.
But, how that whole thing took place, all these people jumping in, and it's like, and of course, Cole bagged out, and it was all uproar about that, and it was like, all craziness. It felt funny from the jump.
Yeah,
I want Kenny to succeed. You know what I mean? Because I like him.
Yeah.
I like Drake when he rapping.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. Singing. I don't hate him when he sing. It's some things when it's some things where he put in his melody. He do his melody thing with his rap. He good. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
When he do just straight out singing, I'm like, that ain't for me. I know what that's for. That's for them. That's for the ladies. So it's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But if Universal was boosting them streams,
that's what I was about to say. If he can get evidence that they were boosting the streams and like they was picking sides, that's gonna be a nasty.
But come on,
fight.
that's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be hard to prove though.
It's not gonna happen.
They're not gonna.
They are a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate.
They know how to hide that shit.
That's not gonna come out.
They know how to hide that shit.
Exactly.
But it makes sense.
Come out.
It makes sense that Drake has that argument because, like he said, negotiation coming back. They already gave that boy like over 100 M's last time.
But do y'all think
that's a lot? You know what I mean?
His end game, because he probably know he won't win the case, but maybe he think if he drag him through the mud a little bit, they'll settle and just give him just break him off instead of what I'm saying, giving him what he wanted in the beginning.
Yeah,
with the contract and the renegotiation.
That's part.
That might be a strategy.
I think he gonna play. I think if it's anything there, I think Drake is looking at it like, oh, y'all playing? Okay, let's play.
Yeah.
And he in that position where he could do that because he done made him a whole bunch of money. Like, let's get it understood. Like, part of why Universal was still standing is because of him.
Yeah.
And for the music, he really helped keep the music business afloat. To keep it a buck, Drake did. He sold a lot. He bring a lot in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Universal just don't have cash money under there. Which for a long time he been under the cash money umbrella until he got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like they said, it's Interscope under there. What is it? It's Universal. Then is what's the other two? Is Universal? Is it Sony?
Oh yeah, Sony. The other big one.
Yeah, it's three of them. It's Universal, Sony, maybe not Atlantic. Maybe it's Atlantic, but he's in a position where he made him a lot of money. Last time they gave him like hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's time to talk again.
And then coincidentally, this beef come up.
Yeah, but not just. But the thing is, it wasn't just Kendrick. It was a lot of artists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why.
They all jumped him. Did Universal say, "I need y'all to handle that"?
I need all y'all to jump this nigga.
Need y'all to handle that.
I mean, it could be possible, but I can't leave out the fact that he didn't do himself any favors either, because those people that you were talking about aren't the ones that killed him. They weren't the ones that actually he was poking at Kendrick when Kendrick wasn't dropping. What's taking you so long? So you brought a lot of that shit on yourself.
Well, they was going back and forth.
Yeah,
I get it.
The reason he started bringing in he ain't dropping is because they're back and forth. And when they going back and forth, and everybody like these are the three.
Yeah, I think Kendrick really set it off because, I mean, Drake and them was talking big three, so they was kind of giving him props, saying he wanted a big three.
Well, they couldn't exclude him.
He come in like, fuck y'all, nigga, it's me.
Oh, I think this. They couldn't exclude him. They knew that.
Yeah. Right.
Because what he had been dropping it had enough substance to stay around.
Right.
But it wasn't frequent. So they when Kenny and Drake is doing the slide on the sly, they send shots on the sly, right?
Yeah.
Drake started hitting him but he don't even be dropping. Now this is when Drake then you add the funny shit that be happening behind the scenes and things happening, and now Kenny like fuck all y'all on some Ice Cube shit, like fuck all y'all, and then
but that's kind of the West Coast thing, though. That's kind of that's always been their mentality. So
it is, but
me against the world.
But it is because they battle tested before the mic.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why Detroit and the West get along so well. Detroit and people on the West, because it's like we the same.
Yeah.
Detroit the same way.
California, Detroit is cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said California because that include the Bay too.
Yeah.
But it's also a human thing. How many times you gonna keep playing with me?
Right.
Exactly.
He fed up.
That dude knows.
That guy's fed up.
Yeah, I think the case is gonna be hard because I heard goddamn Not Like Us so much Yeah, I start to not like it because like
Most people did.
It's just playing every 2 seconds. Dog. I
Most
couldn't
people did.
pick up my phone, nothing. Watch a NBA game. You hear that shit?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I think you know, I'm not a Drake fan at all. You know, I just don't care for his music like that. I never did. Not to say,
yeah.
I thought it's my like. Girl,
You thought it was?
I'm looking at down there. I'm like, girl, what you barking at?
Like, where?
Don't let me get the strap.
yeah, not to say he isn't a talented artist. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a talented artist. It's just you know, and it's not even on no hating stuff. It's just he's never really been. He ain't never been somebody that I go check for. You know what I'm saying? But I've always been a fan of Kendrick because I mean, he, you know, I ain't gonna say similar rap style, but it's like that's the kind of stuff I listen to. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's how I try to write songs. So, and not when I say something, I mean, not like, you know what I'm saying? Not like him per se, but I'm saying in that bag, you know what I'm saying? Along that lines, I wouldn't sound like, I don't relate to Drake, in other words. You know what I'm saying? I'm more relatable to Kendrick, pro-black, on that, you know what I'm saying? More of a rebel type. I mean, that's in his DNA, you know? Like, same thing with Pac, Black Panther, revolutionary type shit. Like, those are the cats I relate to. You know, I might, because that's the shit I be on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, you know, when I see, you know, every time I looked at Drake, I just see, oh, he corporate. But I mean, to be fair, when I looked at Jay-Z, I looked at him as corporate. I'm like Jay-Z was corporate to me before, you know, I'm saying, yeah, he had his street. We know Reasonable Doubt. We know all his, you know, where he started.
Yeah.
But when he started getting in it, like, bro, he was corporate thugging at that point. You weren't, you know. It ain't nothing about it, ain't nothing against it either, because once you get to a certain level, you're supposed to transition. You're not supposed to stay, you know, doing that. So that's not a hit, that's not a knock, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was me, I'm transitioning too. I'm not gonna stay back here. I'm getting where the money at. I'm in suits and shit.
It's
a millionaire in the hood.
Exactly. Well, it's different ways to win in the game, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think somebody like a Jay-Z is he like to get in and be partners and partner up with these people.
Yeah. Well, him and 50, they business people.
Yeah.
They business minded.
They're very business minded. I think Drake is too.
No, he is.
You know,
he is.
He learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he came in a good right system because you know Cash Money had been in the green since I think they've been in the green since they started. They not really old like that. They always came in and they owned theirs. They owned the masters, Baby and them, Baby Slim.
Yeah.
Slim. So, you know, and Wayne, of course, did his thing over there. And so he ushered them into the right place. But, you know, it's people who get with these people and it's people who say, no, I need to own it. Y'all can come in and get a percentage, but I need the most percentage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know that'd be somebody like name somebody independent like a Currency who was who was doing the label thing.
L.A. Russell.
Yeah.
Low Russell.
Low Russell. Yeah.
And Russ, you know what I mean? And he was independent.
Yeah, Russ. Yeah.
Russ got with the label because he wanted radio. That was the reason. His only real reason, because he was like, I want to build myself up. I want to be just as big as them. I just want radio. He got radio, and then he got out of there.
Got back out.
Yeah. And went back independent. So
going back
to win.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, what y'all was saying. Do you think that Drake understand what I mean by this? Do you really think he was battle tested? Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think he was ready for this one in particular.
Was he battle tested? He went against Meek.
Yeah, he went.
And Meek is a battle rapper.
I knew where this
Meek
was
is
gonna
a Philly rapper, so that's.
I knew where this was gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Do you think background? Do you think upbringing? Do you think any of that has anything to do with anything? I'm saying, considering where not to diminish or minimize, but where Kendrick grew up versus where Drake grew up.
Oh yeah, they cut from two different cloths. You know,
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
I say this because for some reason people think that Canada is soft, and that I'm telling you right now,
yeah, you don't want to.
don't do that
Yeah,
because
you don't want to.
this is what people need to understand. It's a hood in every spot on this
Right.
planet,
Yeah,
and they all play different rules, and not
Right.
everybody on Front Street. The camera's been on Compton more than it's been on a lot of other places, so you would think that.
yeah,
We know about Compton through and through because we done saw NWA, Eazy-E. We done seen Colors and all this stuff that depicted the LA lifestyle, Compton, South Central, South California lifestyle, period.
Yeah.
And so it's well documented. But Canada's hood not well documented. So
Yeah, it's some bros in Toronto and in that area that
they
you don't
busted
want
their
to
gun.
you
They
don't want to
busted their
get
gun.
caught.
I mean, one
Yeah,
of his homies
they
got killed out there.
yeah,
One of Drake homies got killed a couple years ago.
But
So I mean,
I don't know if Drake
was involved
particularly came up in those areas.
Come on, that's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
I think that's what 17 saying. I don't think he came up in those areas. He probably just
he probably
mixed
didn't.
in with them a little
I
bit.
mean, no, I don't think he. I don't.
Well,
I don't know.
look that, and that,
we
that's
don't
why
know
I
who he
said,
know.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. I wasn't saying it to diminish anything about him. I'm just saying, you know the mentality of, I mean, let's put it this way. We all grew up in the hood.
Right.
You know, there's different levels to this being hood shit. Like I was never a hood dude. Like I wasn't no nigga. I was just a black kid in the hood.
Yeah.
And I learned how to maneuver and adapt to situations and how to survive. But I didn't have a hood mentality, but I was street smart. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I would put it like this: Kendrick is like us because what he did, what he said, what he did with Good Kid, Mad City, he was talking about our situation.
Yeah, exactly. Because we
exactly.
all of us had the avenue to go that way. Like we had family members who's in that type of lifestyle where we could have easily went that way.
And that's what I was getting at in terms of, because people who had we all had a rough upbringing, but some people had it, some of us had it rougher than others, and it was
some people
in their mentality.
It's really about who the environment influenced the most.
Yes.
Because there's people who had both parents and they still went that way.
Yeah.
They had the same things we had. They weren't as bad off as we were, but they still went that way.
Yeah.
So it's really about what influenced.
Yeah, it's people who ain't had no parents and you know what I'm saying,
but they made
turned
it
out the right way.
Because I seen this personally, and I like I say, I ain't gonna mention his name. Because he probably never see this shit. But people that grew up in our hood probably watch this shit, and they probably know. I mean, there's a young cat down the street from where I used to live on Edmore. His mama was a police officer. You know what I'm saying? But then, and he would rarely be outside. And then when he finally come out, he'd be trying to act tough and shit. And I'd just be looking at him like, bro, I couldn't take him serious. But like other people in the hood thought he was cool and all of this. And then I'm like, bro, I'm not a gangster. I'm not a hard dude. I'm like, how y'all don't see through this nigga? Like, I see through him.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
In situations like that, I look at it as a case-to-case basis. Because that could be a situation where he feel like he had to put on this
because his mom was a cop, probably. Yeah.
Exactly. Or just he felt like he had to, when he go out the door, it's hard out here, so he felt like he had to put this on. Right. He had to put this mask on.
Cause you know how the hood feel about police, so he probably trying to do extra.
Well, everybody in the hood knew his mom was a cop, so it was just like. But my whole thing is, bro, you ain't gotta act. My whole thing was like, you ain't gotta act like that, man. I'm like, bro, I'm out here every day, and I don't act like that.
You got to take in consideration that
Well,
everybody's
yeah,
not
okay, I
like
see
you,
what you're saying. I
and
get what you're
everybody's
saying,
not on the
because
same
that's
path as you,
okay.
and they not in
I
this
get that.
lighting.
I get that, because I didn't have nobody in my family that was an officer, like that. So I mean,
Well, not even that.
not
It's
here.
just people. Cause okay, my uncle's a police officer, or he was a police officer in Pontiac for forever. You know what I'm saying? But I never felt any way about that. You know what I mean? I never felt like I had to, do anything. But it don't really have anything to do with that. When I'm saying about him, I'm saying is, you can't expect him to not think like you, because he really not like you, and he don't have that. Don't have the same thought process, and he probably not as enlightened as you were at that time. And for him, he might feel like he had to put that on. You know what I mean? Going out the door. It might be he felt like he had to protect himself by putting that on.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I just know when we were younger, that's why me and him ain't really get along like that. Because I'm like, to me, from my vantage point, it just looked like a facade. Because it's like, bro, you ain't really never outside like that. Like, when you in the hood, you know who come outside all the time. Everybody get a pass in the wintertime, nigga, because it's cold outside. But even then, niggas are still going outside. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not for quite as long, but we was outside. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got a car, you getting around, but
well, I'm saying when we was younger,
that's why crime rate go down in winter.
yeah.
It's cold, too cold to be fucking.
Too cold to be outside doing that shit. But
I always just understood that when somebody was like that, and like what as saying they wasn't really like that, but they was putting on that. I kind of understood. Sometimes I understood, and I could look at it and I could see what the situation is. And I just be like, dog, it's cool, man. I see you. It's all right. I don't have to say it verbally, but I show it by action, like not having animosity back, not trying to, go back and forth with him. Just be like, I understand you, dog. Like, you cool, man. You ain't gotta do that. But
you a good one. Cause I ain't finna
I just gotta
understand.
Thing, I just gotta understand it with
you
people.
Show some type of shit coming towards me, I'm gonna give you that same shit back. Like I ain't. Well, that's why I say you a good brother, man. I'm not finna.
I've learned that I know how to read people to a certain extent. And so that's why I say I call it on a case-to-case basis, because I can see one person, I can see this situation, I can be like, okay, that's that. I can see another situation like, oh no, he's that. He really that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know them. You can, for the most part, who really built like that and who ain't.
Oh yeah. You could tell.
But I'm not gonna tell. I ain't gonna bash niggas that's not like that. That's trying to be that.
I ain't calling nobody bluff.
It makes them go to a place they ain't gotta go and blow things out of proportion.
Absolutely. And then they end up doing something they regret and a decision they can't take back because of some stupid shit you just trying to prove that you're not soft.
Yeah.
And in all reality.
And in the hood, the way to survive and win is to be the smart one.
Yes.
Not the hardest one.
Right.
Yes.
Because the hardest
ones die
you're gonna get killed and you're gonna go to jail. And when you do either one of those, you lose.
Exactly.
A lot of tough niggas in the dirt. Told my kids that. I said it's better to be smart than tough. I always say this is your most strongest weapon. Not your hands, not your muscles. No, this, your mind. Because if you can outsmart a soft or weak-minded person, even if they stronger than you, you can win that battle easily. And I try to tell my kids that, like, that's why, like, I'm a thinker. I try to overthink shit. I mean, I don't try, I actually do, but I don't know. I mean, to bring it back full circle back to the conversation, I was just trying to get at in terms of, granted, when you have battles, like say when you say Drake went against Meek and all of that. I mean, now how can I put this? How would you rank that battle? Because I don't think Meek did all that good.
I think with that battle, Drake outwitted him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, Drake, with the battle with Meek, Drake thought he was cool with Meek.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, Meek
he
came
kept
out of
giving him
nowhere.
chances. He kept giving Meek chances because Meek, to his, that's the way Meek said himself, he was dealing with substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would go on and he would say something about like he was going at Wale. But not,
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, was it about like not putting up, not promoting and putting up back then when the music come out, they would put it on their Abby and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Meek would poke fun at Drake. And then he heard that he got hands on the ghostwriting stuff
Oh yeah.
and start poking fun at him some more. He kept poking at him.
And then at the time, I think there's
Drake dropped the first one, the first diss,
yeah.
but it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
He was baiting them
Mm-hmm.
because he was like, "Is this real or not? I'ma see." And he threw that first one out, and then everybody was like, "That ain't hard enough. What is Drake doing? It ain't hard enough." I knew exactly what he was doing. He was baiting them.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm gonna give him this and see if he took it." Meek took it back to back, and he was done. You know what I'm saying? Not done as out the game, but it hurt him. So
yeah. And it was also witty how he played the relationship with Meek and Nicki against him too.
Because when it the thing about Drake, he will play dirty.
Yeah.
I guess Meek played dirty though. You know, he got that
But it's a battle. Ain't no such thing as playing clean. If it's a battle, nigga, everything on the table.
Well, I mean, some people will go to different lengths.
It's like a Pusha T. He went all the way.
Well, he did. That's what Drake did to Meek. Came back around.
Yeah,
with Pusha, because Pusha found the information.
Yeah, I think he mentioned Pusha T wife though. So I mean, at that point,
you do that
it's game on risk. At that point. Yeah,
you do that. You bring people in that ain't have anything to do with nothing.
Yeah,
that's when the gloves come off.
Yeah.
Even when you snap in the hood.
They say Drake was about to like really go low and drop something, and then can't think of his name right now.
Jay Prince.
The OG, Jay Prince stopped him. Said he was about to really
and
go low in that battle.
When I hear that now, is who's to say that the case?
Yeah. That's I'm like, whatever.
Who's that the case? I mean, he was bringing them a lot of money. It almost makes sense that you would say that.
You're right.
Of course.
Right.
That's what I'm like, just do it. Like, if you're going to go, I mean, if you already dug the grave, jump in that motherfucker.
You're already in it, man.
You already dug the plot.
I mean, from a moral standpoint, I hear Jay Prince argument about that, or not argument, what he was saying.
Jay Prince is not the most moral person. That's
all
I'm going to say.
Not really. I mean, he's from the street.
That's my point.
But,
so like,
but even as
they had
crazy
a code back then in his day.
Exactly. As crazy as it sounds.
That's true.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds.
You're right.
They do have
a moral code.
A code.
Yeah. Nowadays,
so he
not these young niggas.
No, that's out the window.
Yeah, let's go. So I respect Jay Prince for that. Yeah, like okay.
Yeah, he's trying to get as an older dude, tell a younger dude, don't throw your principles out.
Right,
that's true.
Like I know the gloves come up, but don't throw everything out.
Yeah, that's the right play. That's the right play. But I'm up there. Like if you're gonna do it, do it. Because if I'm gonna sink low, I mean I appreciate the advice, but this is gonna happen. Because if I'm going that low, this is deserved. Like this person had it coming. So I'm not backing off. I'm not taking my foot off the gas now. Especially if somebody did some low shit to me, you gonna get this get back. I don't give a damn at what cost.
Point of no return. Where
that's what I'm saying.
Now it's got to be physical.
Now it's got to.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
Yeah,
we gonna meet up in the street like some T.I. and Lil Flip shit back in the day.
Look, I'll say, look, man, Tip was about that. But
when you got jumped in Houston,
I would say this: if that was
in Houston,
it was in Houston when Tip.
Okay,
because Tip went to Cloverland.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
bad move.
Yeah, that wasn't a smart move, but he survived.
He did.
He survived.
I recommend people not to do that.
Not to go to somebody else.
Because you ain't from around there.
He was young.
Yeah, he was. And this is not see, these young people don't know. Y'all got the more laid back Tip. He was a hothead back then.
Oh, he was a radical, man.
Yeah. But man, the choppers was gonna go roll. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do that. Because you're at a disadvantage. You're going somewhere you don't know anything about.
Right. Of course. And that's like somebody coming to the D trying to start some shit to D. It's like, bruh, for real?
Yeah, that's definitely.
That's why I used to look at stuff when it was like sick, like when Tekashi went to Chicago doing all that. I'm like, boy, he playing with fire.
But you saw the interview after that. He
said he was out there for 15 seconds.
He was like, I want to die for y'all.
I want to play.
Yeah, that ain't worth my time
play.
Either. Because playing like that either.
Okay. You did that for 15 seconds. You act like they can't get on a plane. Did we just see what happened to Dirk?
Yeah.
Not saying Dirk did anything, allegedly. People got on the plane. Okay?
Staying out of that one.
Man,
don't
Chicago,
go mess around.
Yeah,
don't
Chicago
go
different. They dropped
but
was it
Duck? I wouldn't play around. Yeah, they did it in broad daylight.
In Gold Coast, in like the richest area downtown. Like they don't care.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I won't even just say Chicago. It's just I wouldn't play. Don't play with it like that.
Yeah,
right.
If you're gonna be rapping, just rap and leave it at that. This is how they got killed because the difference between now and then is people don't know when to stop and where the line stops at.
Because they know if they don't do the radical stuff, they not gonna get the streams. They not gonna get the popularity. They not gonna get the money. So they gotta, because there's so much competition. But they gotta do whatever just to get people eyes on them.
This is what I wish. And everything that's going on with Dirk is allegedly.
Yeah.
But it's got to be an understanding. This ain't just with him. This for anybody that's in that position. You a boss. Mm-hmm. Something happens to you, everything goes away. You feeding people. You go, you leave here, you die, you go to jail. Niggas going back home. Mm-hmm. You know what's waiting back home. Yeah. They going back to the street stuff. You taking care of your mama. You taking care of they mamas.
Right.
Everything you built going out the window. All because of what? You want to listen to what the labels talking about for streams? Is it worth it? You want to hear the internet tell you to slide? They don't slide. They just watching everything and talking.
Mm-hmm. It's that trap we talked about last week, that tripwire, that setup.
Yep.
You gotta be a leader, man. And be smart. Like I just said, to win, you have to be smart. Right. To win the game, you gotta be smart. Not the hardest.
Yeah. And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to walk away from something. I mean, shit. I've walked away from my share I've walked away from a few squabbles in the past where it was more so like, nah. And one time I was fortunate because old boy had a strap on him. So I was fortunate that day. You know what I'm saying? But something in my gut was like, nah, you don't want to do this one. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to just walk away. And I'm like, nah, you got it, bro. I'm not even finna, you know what I'm saying? And some people looked at it like he punked me. And then 2 days later, it come back was like, oh no, bro, you was right. He had the burner on him. And I'm like, something in my soul said, don't do it. So I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I've never been one to go against, that feeling that I get. You know what I'm saying? I've never been one to go against my gut. I'm like, no, if my gut's saying something off, I ain't rocking with it, bro. Like I'm not finna do it. And that's when, you know, a couple people in the hood started looking different and like, all right, now I just thought you walked away, but no, that nigga wasn't playing fair. He wasn't, back in our day, it was a little different. Like niggas was really with the squabbles. Some people still had guns, but you know, most people was ready to throw hands. But
anybody who's smart, who got a brain, understand.
And like when you young, like, cause I used to be swing first Hirsch, so nigga, you say the wrong shit, I'm already in your grill. But like when you young, it wasn't that I wasn't smart. It was just like I just didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
You felt invincible.
I ain't had no hope. No, it wasn't that. I ain't, the future. Like I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people feel that too.
But that's
I felt invincible.
But that's exactly. But that's what I said this. I said this one episode before out here. Like, yo, yes, you at certain times when we younger, we feel a certain way, but you got to think smarter than that,
right?
Because people who don't have control of their emotions, those are the ones who make a brash decision in the moment, and it's gonna charge them for the rest of their life.
Yep.
So I think the thing is, young people in the hood can't see past the hood. Can't see past a certain age, and you can't see anything over that. You know what I'm saying?
You know
That's
what
I'm saying. Like you don't care.
That's
like,
very true.
I can't see the future. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true because a lot of times people in the hood have not been exposed to the outside world. They've been exposed
know nothing
to
else.
the hood. Exactly. All they know is they
to a certain
block.
extent.
All they know is their area
To a
for the
certain
most
extent.
part.
To a certain extent.
They don't know shit about what's going on outside this country.
I'm not gonna give them all that, because now you living in the internet world and information era where you can see things. You can see things.
Yeah, that's today.
You
that's
can see
today,
things.
but
you know what I'm saying. I mean, we saw things then. We act like we couldn't see TV and seen people that made it before.
But that was the TV was so far removed from us, like we couldn't see past that. The internet, you can see like regular people.
It's different.
Traveling
it's
and doing
a bigger.
stuff.
Yes, it's a bigger degree. But it's not like we couldn't see. It wasn't any type of people where we could have saw examples and said, well, maybe I don't have to. Now, if this was like the 70s, the 60s, some shit like that, I will agree with it more. But I can't give them leeway on that on now, because it's so many things that you can do. It's so many examples. You do not have to feel like this is all. Everything right here in my square mile is it.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying I know how they feel.
I do too, but I understand that. Yo, look around.
Right.
Like, yes, this is what you see, but this don't gotta always be.
Exactly. Yep.
This is why it take people to say these things.
It take more people to say it. Like,
this is why I'm saying
keep living, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is why I'm saying it.
It's light on
right
the other
now.
side.
This is why I'm saying it right now.
Yeah.
And this is something my grandmother taught me. Like, just keep living.
Yeah.
That was a phrase in my whole family. Just keep living.
Just
like
keep
all
living.
the old heads just used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Just keep on living. And that's what I tell my kids. Just keep on living. You know. Yeah. But also what you were saying about that, the thing that came to my mind was, even if they had outside exposure, if your environment shaped your mentality, it's very hard to get out of that. Because if you grew up where you constantly, if we grew up in survival mode, and what I'm saying, you know what I mean by survival mode. If you grew up in survival mode, it's hard to get out of that. It's the same way from people who be in the joint and they get out and they can't get out of that mentality. They still wake up and think they in prison.
Yeah.
It's
understand that
it's
too.
the mentality.
Yeah, it's difficult.
See, a person that's been in prison, that's even different. That's even more different because you locked down in a cell for a
You
long
can't see
period of
nothing.
time, and everything is heightened. It's even more heightened in the hood because all the killers is concentrated in one place.
Yeah.
You gotta watch your back all the time. You gotta worry about dirty COs.
Yeah, you gotta kind of turn into something else to survive, pretty much.
Well, I just know that growing up in the hood my whole life, and then moving out to the burbs in my early 20s. My mentality never changed in terms of, even though I'm in a much safer environment.
Yeah,
I'm still on defense. I'm still on guard. I'm still locking my windows at the crib because of the shit that happened when I was in the hood. And like, and you know,
scars you to a certain
it definitely scarred me. And like, I gotta like, I don't mind saying this, like Monday night, I gotta go help my OG. She getting some new furniture, so I gotta help her move it out because she giving it to her neighbor. And
move the old one out.
Yeah, she giving them the old couch and whatever. It's like a half section or whatever. She giving it to them because I mean I don't got no use for it, so I don't need it. But the thing that came to my mind was her husband went next door. It's like, hey, y'all want this couch because we getting some new furniture, yada yada yada, and you know it's free. There's nothing wrong with it, which it ain't. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just she wants something else. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, so I'm gonna come over around a certain time and do it. And then when her husband came in, this happened on Thanksgiving. When her husband came in and said something about it, I'm like, the first thing, my mentality growing up in the hood, it's like, my grandma stay in a very, very safe area. You know what I'm saying? But the mentality was, that man ain't finna come up in this house. I'm not finna let this man come up in this house. I don't know. I don't know what I'm not saying nothing about my grandmother's husband or anything, but I don't know if he thought that far. But when he came in talking about it, that's the first thing that went through my mind. And I'm like, no, I'll come over here. I'll come over here Monday. Me and my son will come over here and we'll move it out. And since it's right next door, I'll just put it in his driveway and put it on. But he ain't coming up in here. That's my whole thing, because I'm more security minded. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandma, and I'm like, nah, hell no, you're not coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I'm speaking from personal experience about that mentality because of where I grew up, and like you say, the shit that scarred me, the shit that happened to me, and that's why it's like I don't play about people coming to my house. Like if I don't know you. You're not gonna know where the fuck I live, let alone come up in my crib. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason we was at your crib, Hurst, because we all knew each other for over 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? Like we know each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, like y'all I wouldn't mind y'all coming to my crib, but anybody else, hell no.
It's scary, but it ain't like we went to war and shit and came back and it fucked up like that.
No,
and I understand what you're saying.
I've been in a few life and death situations with that where it could have went either way.
Too.
That's why I'm like that.
No, I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is people who straight up like, it ain't nothing else. I'm about to bang. You wasn't banging. You was just on defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So I'm not talking. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who crashing out.
Oh yeah, no,
and
I can't attest to that.
And taking small moments in life and end up throwing your life away. You're not thinking.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I've been in some of those moments where either way, it could have been a decision that I had to make on defense. Could have been the end of his life.
That's different.
Or it might have been the end of mine. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
That's different.
Like when home invasion type shit. That's why I'm like,
when you defending yourself. Look, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you go outside and you ain't doing nothing to anybody. Somebody put a gun in you. You got yours and you want to fend off. I'm not telling you not to bust.
Oh yeah.
I'm the last one to say not to bust. You get home. That's number
Yeah.
one. Make sure you get home.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about people who, like I'm saying, it's situations where you don't have to. You can, if you
Oh
think
yeah,
smart
I
enough,
know. I
you
know
won't
what you.
escalate it, and you
Yeah,
can get home.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're saying.
I've been in a couple situations like that before,
Yeah.
where like you in your rage, you know, and like if I would have found what I was looking for, I wouldn't have been here today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like getting jumped and shit, and then going back home and looking for.
Yep.
If I would have found it, you know,
And that'll
in
be,
that moment, if I didn't get to calm down, and you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
I'd
Thank God
probably
that didn't. Thank
be
God
just
that
now
didn't.
getting out of a Georgia prison, you know.
And thank God. Thank God that didn't happen.
Thank God it did,
Because
right?
if it did, it'd been a sad situation.
Yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
telling you, as much as we sit here and we saying this stuff, I'm telling you, the people don't care.
yeah. They lock
No,
their
And
ass
you
up.
gonna throw you away,
Yeah,
and you
Yeah.
ain't gonna be able to get out.
right.
Well, to that point, to your point, Fly, when you say about, being smart, I was always one of those smart people. And because when you brought up getting jumped and all that, Hirsch, I'm
Mhm,
saying, surprisingly, I didn't get into no fights in high school.
mhm.
And I was ready for it. I was
Yeah,
preparing for it,
yeah.
but it never happened. Now, it happened 2 months after we graduated.
After high
2
school.
months after we graduated. That's when I got jumped. And when that happened, when I got jumped, and I told y'all the story about the dude pulled the strap out on me in the
Mhm.
midst of us getting jumped. Like, it's 3 of us and it's over 40 of y'all. We
So
was
they
fighting the
already
entire
winning, and they
fucking
pulled
hood.
they
You
pulled the
already
strap
winning,
out.
and you pulled the strap up because he seen me drop his boy. So that's why he pulled it. He's like, you ain't finna hit me like that. And I don't mind telling this story because it's not a lie. This all happened. And I don't care if one of these niggas who saw who was there, if they see this shit, I'm telling the truth because you seen me drop your boy and you pulled the strap out on me. Talking about lay down if you know what's good for you, and I ain't lay down because I'm 18 years old, and that like you say, Hirsch, you ain't thinking about the future. You don't care because at that point I'm already getting jumped by 40 of you. You think I'm about to lay down so you can stump me out, nigga? You gonna have to shoot. Well, you know what I'm trying to say because I gotta keep it, for the show.
Yeah.
But it's one of those situations where I ain't thinking too far ahead because it's like, bro, in this moment, it's whatever's gonna happen is what's gonna happen, and I only thank the Lord above. I only thank the man upstairs why that didn't go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Why I'm here, why I'm here talking to you today. It's only because of that's, faith. Fly was talking about faith last week. That's why I say I may not be religious, but there's no way. There's quite a few situations. I'm just giving you one
I talk
where
about faith like every week.
that's what I'm saying.
But,
Like it's a few situations I shouldn't be standing here. I shouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Just defend yourself, of course.
Well, yeah.
Yes, niggas are jumping you. Defend yourself.
Oh no, that's the part I was getting at.
The issue is the guy pulling out the pistol. That's the issue.
Yeah.
He's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about somebody that's in your position that thinks smart. I'm talking about the dude that was in a position to grab the gun. Because see, the thing about him is, and it's an issue with a lot of people, is they don't know how to have that emotional control. They don't have that emotional intelligence. The thing is, they be grabbing these pistols and they just be shooting, and it's because that ego be messed up.
Yep.
You done decked him in the face. He can't take it. He got to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's them the ones I'm talking about. Like I'm not talking about like somebody like me or you in a situation and niggas is jumping us. No, fight and get out. You know what I mean?
I
you
was
got your
talking
pistol. Shoot the fuck and get out. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about I was tying both of what you were saying, both of what y'all was saying about the be smart and then the reacting after I got jumped. No, I know what you're saying.
What I'm trying to do is make it clear for somebody who's watching so they could be clear.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cause what happened to me after I got jumped, I went I went up to my job where I was working at the time, and just so happened I work with my cousin, and he bang. I ain't gonna put nothing out there, but he was all right. Where they at? That was the only thing he asked. He took his apron off. Where they at? And with him, he bought that shit for real, and it wasn't finna be just metal flying. We talking explosions type shit.
Damn.
So he want to know where people live at. That's what he want to know. He want to know where people live at.
C4 to your door, no beef, no more, nigga.
That's not even a lie. I'm not even joking. And that's why when you say be smart, I'm not gonna put my cousin in that situation.
Yeah,
because exactly. I know he a ride or die. Well, they didn't use the term back then, but I know he would have crashed out for me, and I didn't want him to do that.
Exactly.
Because I said, nah, bro, I can't. He was like, come on, cuz, don't fuck with me. Don't. I'm like,
that situation right there. That's how some females be getting dudes killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And I did not tell him. I did not tell him where it took place. I didn't tell him what hood I was in. I didn't tell him shit because I knew he would go back over there, and he wasn't gonna give a fuck. He wasn't gonna discriminate. It was gonna be what it was gonna be. And I'm like, even though I knew like some of the people that jumped us, I knew some of them. Them niggas just flipped sides. That's all it was. So it was more of a backstab betrayal type shit. And it's like, but I've been in your crib. I've been in your crib personally.
Yeah.
I know who's in your house. I know who's bedridden and who can't get out of bed.
Damn.
And so if my cousin come over here and fire start going off, somebody ain't gonna make it out alive.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that's going through my mind. I'm like, I don't want that on my soul. Well, I don't want that on my conscience.
I'm gonna say
that's why I'm like, I can't do that.
I'm gonna give this example, then we can move on. All right.
Yeah.
So me and my girl was watching a TV show. I forgot what the name of it was, but it'd be about like one of these TV shows, like Fear Thy Neighbor type TV shows. Y'all ever seen Fear Thy Neighbor? Where they like Fear Thy Neighbor is like the type of TV show where they take cases and they reenact it on the show. Where like in that case, it'd be two neighbors get into it and all that type of stuff. But in this show right here, people got killed that didn't have anything to do with anything. And it's because nobody said it made no sense to even go this far.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was I'm gonna make it short. This lady, she worked at the post office, and the other girl in question worked at the post office, right? The first lady, her friend, husband worked at the post office too, and was talking to the other girl in question, right? She got mad. She told her friend got mad, but her friend didn't have a beef with the other girl like that.
Yeah.
The show kept showing how the friend, who really don't have nothing to do with it besides her friend's husband is in the mix, she's going back and forth with the girl that's talking with her friend's guy. And this girl that's messing with the guy, she's cheating on her husband. But they going back and forth. These two girls are going back and forth. Long story short, the guy that's getting cheated on, he get killed in the process of this. And the lady who she doesn't have no man getting messing with her. It was just her friends got messing with her. And she ended up going to jail for soliciting the murder for this other guy. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody not thinking.
Yeah.
Like, yo, and these are grown-ups.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, these are grown-ass people.
So that's why
who hasn't mastered that, you know what I'm saying, muscle yet.
And this is why I gotta speak this to younger people. Because a young person that think like that gonna come an older person that think like that. Because fools just don't disappear. they get older.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, most of the time they die early. So
Some of them make it through the cracks. They stay
some
around
of them
and be
make it
old
older.
fools.
Yeah.
They be old fools, and that's because they didn't learn or get understanding that maybe I shouldn't do this. Because, like I said, she didn't have anything to had no dog in that fight, really. She should have like, if my friend is not beefing with this girl, why am I? But she wasn't thinking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, boy, that dragged out a lot longer than I expected.
From Drake and Kendrick
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does.
Boy, that's how you know it's good conversation, though, man.
It does. But you know, that beef, this little, I don't even see it. This ain't no beef. This is battle rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't like they gon' no, it ain't. I mean, I got a few more things I could say, but I'm gonna save it because it's gonna play out and it's gonna be brought up on the show again, and I'm you know, it's gonna, because there's all this stuff tying in with the Super Bowl and all this other shit. So
we didn't talk about the first battle in the heat of it because we weren't on back on yet.
Yeah, we was communicating during the process of that happening, but we wasn't on the show. But,
y'all know how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I still feel it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw the group chat recently, but I was telling Hirsch and C, I was like, I'm done with this shit now.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, man, because my phone been acting funny ever since I got back from Canada. Like, some of Hirsch's messages wasn't coming through, and then when I was over there, like y'all was texting when I was over there, and I'm like,
they bugging us,
I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, because it's like there's a whole bunch changed up. It's like it's acting funny now, and I'm like, the group chat that the three of us was in, it's like I'm sending y'all messages and that, and then it's popping up in another group chat because, you know, I'm an Android user, I don't have an iPhone.
It's funny and because now when I see you post, it's a group chat on there. And they didn't used to do that.
Exactly.
That's exactly. Group chat
exactly. Mine say the same thing, and I'm like, "What the hell? I'm not chatting. I'm chatting in the same one I originally was." So I don't know what's been happening ever since I went to Canada and came back. It's been acting crazy. So I'm like, man,
Canadians, boy.
I love Canada, by the way. So I ain't, you know, shit. If I could, I'd move over there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, but we had times over there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, y'all did,
yeah.
I had my own times over this.
Man, you should. But it was a time to be alive, man.
Oh look,
I wish it was.
I listen. I could have gone, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, it ain't really my scene, and I wouldn't. I just, you know, I was just you gotta understand. I had kids early, and so I was a young, you know, and not to take away from C and all of that, but I'm saying. It was just a little different. Like I was actually in family mode at a very early age, so I couldn't really, you know, I had to be there. I had to be at home. I had to be here for that stuff in the beginning. So it wasn't really shit I could do.
That was just Windsor. We ain't never really go up to Toronto. That would have been a
man. If we did,
that would have been.
I mean, it's a little bit of a drive. I mean, because it ain't that far from, you know, I've been in Niagara a few times, so it ain't that far from Niagara.
I mean, I've been to Toronto a bunch of times after I was grown, but I mean, when we was partying and stuff, we never when we was late teens and stuff. We never take a road trip up there. That would have been epic,
man. When I tell you, it'd have been a.
Yep, let's not incriminate ourselves on mic. All right. Well, instead of going to some of these other topics, we just gonna go to hit or miss. We I think it's best if we do that.
Yeah.
All right, we gonna jump straight into the hit or miss portion. We in hit or miss territory. And it's going to go something like
hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss.
All right. Hit or miss territory this week. It is a video. This one is called Honesty versus Transparency. Now, I'm not, I'm just gonna listen very closely to what's being said. That's all I can say.
Honesty versus transparency.
Honesty versus transparency. Just listen closely.
Kind of like the same thing, isn't it?
You would think, right?
Okay.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
I don't like honesty. I like transparency. Let me explain the difference. Honesty is I ask you, hey, babe, who were you at dinner with?
Yeah.
And you tell me the truth. That means you're being honest.
Yeah.
I think I saw this.
Yeah. Hey, baby,
I saw it too.
With James, Nathan, and his assistant, Sarah's going to be there.
And that's
transparency. So now, guess what? You were forthcoming. Yep. You told me what it was.
Yep.
And so now I trust it. I don't like.
So what do you think about that?
That's definitely a hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to hit the ding. There we go. I'm slipping a little bit today.
When you first said it, I was like, honest, ain't that the same thing? But
she took
the way she's saying it. I mean, honesty is honesty. If you withhold some of the information, you're not being totally honest, right?
Right.
So it would be the same thing, but the way she put it, yeah.
Okay. What say you, Brother Fly?
That's what I said. I saw this clip before.
Yeah.
So I mean, her shit really hit it on the head, because that's the first thing I thought too. I'm like, well, I mean, if you being honest, you saying everybody there from the jump.
Right.
So that's a hit for you.
Honesty is like transparency, basically. If you feel like you gotta withhold something, you hiding something, you lying.
You ain't being completely honest, right?
And you know how most people feel. If you're not telling the whole truth, you lying.
Yeah.
Half a truth is just a whole lie to some people.
Exactly. Okay.
I knew you was gonna go.
It's a miss for me.
Why so?
Here's why. And I know this might be an unpopular take or whatever and whatnot, but usually when I share these views on this show, it's not just to be a contrarian. It's because the three of us don't think the same all the time. We may think very similar in a lot of situations when things make, I don't even want to use the term common sense, because we all operate from common sense, but we just see things differently. Right? The reason it's a miss for me, honestly. Yeah. It's a miss because if I trust my partner, if I trust you to be going out there, wherever you going, you know what I'm saying? I really don't have to know what's going on, per se. I don't have to if I trust you. If you want to be transparent, I'm all for it. If you want to be open and honest about it, I'm all for it. If I suspect something, yes, I expect you to be honest. But within that honesty is the transparency, because when I'm asking you if I'm suspicious of something, yes, it's your job to be honest and transparent at that point. But just the way she made it seem is, all right, baby, I'm going to hang. I'm going to go hang with Flying Hirsch. So you want me to tell you who and everybody that's going to be there when I might not even know everybody that's going to be there, per se? My whole thing is, why should I have to tell you everybody that's going to be there? You don't trust me enough to be able to conduct myself, to be able to hold my own, to be able to have discipline, self-control. I shouldn't have to tell you who's there.
Because it's going to be...
No, it's not going to be an argument. It shouldn't be an argument on her end, because when she goes out, I don't ask you who's there.
Yeah.
This I'm just being honest with what goes on in my marriage. Like, no, I don't ask my wife where she goes and who was there, and I don't ask all of that shit, because at this point, you know what I'm saying? if you gonna do something, I can't stop you anyway.
Exactly. You ain't no.
So why do I even give a shit at that point?
Right,
Like, I'm not saying I'm giving you a license to cheat or go out here and fuck around. I mean, you operate at your own risk. That's all of us.
You're a grown individual.
You a grown ass person. I'm not finna stop you from doing shit. My whole thing is, if you don't want me and you don't trust me, tell me so I can get the fuck on. So that's why it's a miss for me, because it's like, if we grown, I shouldn't have to tell you. You're not my fucking mama. I shouldn't have to fucking tell you.
But
I don't have nothing to hide.
I don't think she was necessarily talking about trust. She was just saying the difference between, what she think honesty and transparency is. I don't think she was saying like you got to be transparent because your partner don't trust you or nothing like that.
Right.
When I watched the video, that was my takeaway from it. Like, I see what she's trying to say, but what I'm hearing is, you want me to be, because you prefer transparency over honesty. That was what she said. So you want me to be forthcoming, telling you, hey, I'm going to hang with this person and this person's going to be there and that. And I'm like, I'm not finna do that with whatever woman I'm getting with. I'm not finna tell you shit. Like, if you with me, you got to trust me. Just like I'm gonna trust you. I'm not gonna breathe down your neck and down your back who you about to be around.
You absolutely gotta trust, because if you don't trust me with us, it ain't no us.
But then I think. No, go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say that I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
like I get what you're saying. Like, if like what difference if I tell you everybody that's gonna be there? What difference is it really gonna make? I guess, because it's like, if it ain't nobody, let's say we go out, I don't know who there, except for the people who I know that's gonna be there. Let's say me, you, and Hirsch and C go out. Kadario bring like 2-3 girls. I don't know they was gonna be there.
I didn't exactly.
So you being honest.
I'm being honest
and transparent.
Exactly.
Now, to modify what I'm saying is, if she asks, of course, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you who was there. I'm going to tell you what I did. If you ask, because that part has to, you have to do that if you're going to be with somebody, man or woman. If they ask you something, you have to tell them. I don't believe in hiding shit from them, but it's like,
but even for a safety concern.
Yeah.
Like, let's say something happened, like she couldn't like, couldn't get a hold of you.
I can see
something
that
going on. Or the last people he was with is so and so.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then another point is, as far as like the trust thing, like 17, you already established trust with your wife, right? So you don't necessarily have to. What if she talking about like earlier in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? You just getting to know somebody, or y'all just in a new relationship, maybe.
Well, okay.
Maybe, maybe trying to build that trust before you can get to the point where you like
fully trust.
Fully trust, yeah.
Well, how can I put it this way? Yes, trust takes a lot of time to build. Obviously, it takes a long time to build, easy to destroy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to harp back into the earlier stages of when me and her were together. She had trust issues with me because most of the time I would be going out to play basketball when we were younger. Like, I would go hoop a lot.
Yeah.
And anybody that play basketball, you're not near your phone when you're on the court hooping.
Yeah.
So she would be calling my phone, blowing me up, and I wouldn't be answering because I'm hooping. Like, I'm with 3 other dudes.
Right.
We're just hooping. We ain't a female in sight. We around all dudes in the gym, or if we outside, when we used to hoop outside, which, but that's what we were doing. And then when I called back, she'd be in an uproar. She'd be, and then she later admitted, when we were young, and yeah, we all go through it because me and her been together since we were late teenagers. So it's like she had to learn that, I'm not out here doing shit. I'm hooping.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. And plus, I'm a fucking firm believer in karma. So if I am out here fucking around, best believe it's gonna come back to me in some form, fashion. That don't mean you cheating per se. It's gonna come back to me if I'm out here doing something like that. If I'm out here misleading you like that, it's gonna come back. I don't believe in operating that way because I mean, I'm quick. I gotta be careful what I say here. I will leave before I cheat. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a greedy person. Like I'll cut shit off in a minute if I think I can have better. Let me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me not say that.
Slippery slope, you going down.
Hey man, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't put myself in a tight situation, right? In other words, what I'm getting at is if I want out, I'm gonna get out.
Right.
I don't have to sneak. If I want out, I'm gonna get out.
But the people who cheat don't want out. That's why they cheat.
Well, but see,
Right.
but
They
this
want
is
their
where
cake and eat it.
They want both.
this is why the moral compass that I say that I have comes into play because I believe in karma.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go backstab this woman who's been a good woman, and then just because I want to go out here and have a little fun, and like that's never been my MO. Like, you know what I'm saying? And me and my wife have separated plenty of times before we were married. So, she knows about the stuff I was doing when we weren't together. She knows the women I was with. I told her I was, here you go, transparent. I was very transparent. I was very blunt. And I'm not going to lie about nothing I was doing because we wasn't together. You know what I'm saying? But all that shit stopped when we back official. Like, okay, that's done. That's over. Now I'm committed to you. I've always been a one woman guy, when that's my thing. Like if we doing that, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I was young like everybody else. I had my stint where I was going out there just, sticking whatever, just I'm gonna stop right there. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop right there. But for the most part, I'm like, I can't see myself. I was never that dude to be sitting up here trying to have interchangeable women. It was fun for a minute, but then I'm like, that shit was getting stale. Shit got boring to me because I'm like, this, I like reliability. I like dependent. I like being able to know what I'm getting into versus, when I was, well, I ain't gonna get into too much of
Gotta
that.
manage different personalities.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when I was living by myself and then, inviting a chick to the crib and then, sometimes they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to leave. I'm like, you gotta go.
You know what they be on.
Exactly. And that was risky on my part when I was young.
Hirsch say he was Hotel Hirsch.
Hotel Hirsch. You know where my address is.
Smart man.
Yeah.
See,
well, look, I didn't do that for very long. So I didn't do that for very long. So that wasn't my thing. But I'm more of I like stability. I like reliability.
Yeah,
I like knowing what that's why I'm like I'm built to be a one woman man. I'm not.
It's a scary world out there.
It is.
All this shit you can't get rid of, and I ain't got no time for it. You be pissing lava for the rest of your life. I ain't got no time for it, bro. I ain't got no time for it.
Niggas coming to you as a man. Jumping out of closets.
Well, that's a perfect transition to our next hit or miss.
They ain't transparent at all.
So we're gonna move on to the next hit or miss. This one is called Trick Without a Treat.
Trick Without a Treat.
Yeah, and this one I'm pretty sure has been going around, so I'm pretty sure people have seen this one.
On the chick. Don't play with me.
There you go, popping balloons.
Oh, so this was a perfect segue.
The reason why I kissed her because I was gonna choose her anyway.
But okay.
Oh, I seen this.
But I'm transgender.
That was a perfect segue into
This was not planned. This was not scripted. This is just how it happened.
It just happened.
It just worked out that way.
The puzzle just fell in place.
Now, what I said in the beginning, the act and the situation. Remember what I said?
The act and the situation.
Is that a hit or a miss?
That's a
I saw the. I know the whole. I know the whole story because I done seen this video.
So you know the whole story.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell the whole story before we do our hit or misses?
I'm gonna tell the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she ain't a transgender. She lied to him.
Oh.
I'm
about to say it's real tricky because
but that's why. But that's
why I don't even.
But I still want to base it on the act and the situation.
But she was playing with him, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't play like that.
So you already know my answer.
Yeah.
Don't play with nobody like that.
Yeah. It's automatic.
On that clip, that's all you had of that clip? Play the whole thing.
No, it's just a dude at the end. It's not nothing to do with that particular. Yeah, it's not the rest of it.
Oh, I know, and I saw. I thought they were saying that.
They didn't go that far.
She was saying.
She said she was playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't go that far.
But I still was like, don't play like that.
Yeah.
Well,
got punched in the throat. In the Adam's apple.
And look, man. You know.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Before you start, I see something on Facebook, right?
Okay.
Where somebody had a snapshot of something that they saw on Facebook, and it was a transgender. It was saying, I'm transgender, and I'm looking for I'm looking for a man. And the person commented under there, look within. I bust out laughing. I was like, oh, they done. I was like, oh man, they crazy, man.
Where'd he go?
Oh man.
What you doing over there,
man? I had to get myself together a little bit. Look within, huh? Do some soul searching. That's what they say. That's diabolical. That's nasty work.
Nasty work.
Yeah, he dropped the bomb. The bomb right there, dog. Hiroshima.
Man. On this show, we don't do no bashing. Nah. That's not what we do.
Unless you're doing shit like that, you deserve to be bashed.
But to Hirsch's point, when you put things out here in the ecosystem, they are fair game. They are conversations that are worth being had. And with that being said, with the way things are going nowadays in terms of what they promote or what they don't promote or what they want people to get used to, or I understand the rationale behind it. I do, because when you put stuff out there and when people become more comfortable with it, when they become more comfortable with the idea of it, the mystery goes away. So people can kind of, I hate to use the word conform, but they can get more acclimated with whatever it is you want society to be, right? So I think what they are getting wrong and what they're not understanding is something similar to what Hirsch said last week about in the in the prospect of trying to push for equality and wanting everybody to feel equal, they going a little too far with certain things. And I'm saying this as politely as I can. You guys are not taking into consideration what heterosexual people think. And I know from y'all perspective, y'all are like, well, fuck y'all. We don't really give a fuck what y'all think because y'all have monopolized and y'all have run the table on this shit. And, you know, that's why people like them have had to hide in the closet and not be who they, you know, be their authentic self. So I can understand why they don't give a fuck about what a heterosexual person thinks. I fully understand that as a heterosexual male. I get it. You know, I understand it. I think what's being lost is in the rush to not the rush, but in the push for you to be out and proud about who you are and not hiding who you are, you're kind of doing the same thing that the heteros did to you.
Encroaching on other people's rights.
Yeah, you're kind of pushing aside what we feel about certain things. And I'm not talking about the bigots. I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about regular folks like myself, and I'm assuming like you brothers, who want people to be who they are and they full truest self and they truest form, be who you are. But don't discount what that's doing to someone else. That's what I'm saying. Like the trickery. If you're a trans person, yes, being honest and transparent is what you should be up front in that situation. Up front, because
keyword up front.
And the reason I say that is because you do have some men who are heterosexual, and then they might be bi on the low, and they might not know it yet until they exposed to it. But again, don't read too much into that, because see, you might take that as a lifeline and think that majority of us are that way, and it's like, no, most of us know exactly who we are and what we like. You know what I'm saying? So trying to you have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose carefully, and I say carefully, and I say carefully, and I cannot stop saying carefully, because heterosexual men are not going to react in a positive light to things like that, especially if they feel like they've been tricked. They are not going to react rationally. That's what I'm saying.
They shouldn't pick and choose. They should just be upfront with everybody.
Yes, yes. And I'm not saying that as a means to condone violence, because I don't fucking condone violence at all against folks. But at the same time, you can't be going around tricking and scamming folks. And then, and I'm saying tricking and scamming in any sense, not just this transgender thing. I'm saying in any sense of the word. You can't be going around scamming folks, and then when something happened to you, you can't, oh, woe is me, and what? Well, no.
I say this. Man.
You know,
we had this conversation before on a episode before. You can't make people like you because you want the situation that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not getting an authentic relationship or a situation that way. Because if you starting off lying, then it ain't built on nothing. You know what I'm saying? The moment you lie, you ain't get you depriving a person from having a say so if they want to be involved with the situation or not.
Yep.
So they gonna be angry at you.
Yep.
For lying and taking their option to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And not only that's gonna make them angry, it's gonna make their pride gonna be hurt. Cause it's gonna be like, I got in this situation. I know a lot of them feel like they are women. 100%. But from a straight person point of view, who don't deal in those situations, he gonna look at it like, this is not my type of situation.
Yeah.
And he gonna be angry about that. You know what I mean? So you can't make people. You can't deceive people.
It's a violation.
And that go for guys that's in heterosexual relationships with women.
Exactly.
Like, you can't lie. You can't be putting on the front street for this girl and taking her options to say no. You know what I mean? Because, like this, if a guy, he faking it till he make it with the girl, he got the jury on and everything, and she finds out, oh man, the shit fake for Gazy. He don't got the money like that, and she leave him. And he, oh man, bitches is they all about money. And no. You lied to her.
Yeah.
You came across like you had it like that, and she found out you didn't, and now she leaving, and you pissed off at her. Don't make sense.
And the flip side is when some of them women who are not, let's just say, some of the women who are the most beautifully challenged put all on that makeup and deceive men into thinking they look one way, and then they wake up and then it's like, put your face back on.
I like the way he put that. Beautifully challenged. Them BCs.
So, the deception goes a lot of ways.
I mean,
I think that's the most respectful way to put it.
I say, when it comes to makeup with women, I like, women, y'all can do what y'all want with y'all makeup. Y'all bought it. I always felt like, I like when women wear makeup to enhance what's there, not turn them into a whole different person.
Yeah, whole different
you know what
person.
I mean? I should be able to know who you are with makeup on.
I don't like the makeup at all. I ain't gonna front. I just want you. I want you just as you are. I don't need you to do that. I'm just saying, me personally. I can't. It's no knock to nobody. I don't want no enhancements.
I'm cool with
just you.
I'm cool with that too, because I like authentic, like women that just naturally beautiful. I like that.
Yeah.
I gotta be 100% with myself. Women be wearing makeup.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just, the thing is with nowadays is that they be throwing it on like they going on a walkway all the time.
Yeah.
Like they about to go and do a modeling gig, like with a whole beat face.
So we gonna start wearing the fade, the fake fade.
That's over for me. I saw that. I was like,
start getting them platform shoes, make us look like we 6 foot.
We taller. That'll piss a lot of women
See how
off.
they feel, right?
That piss a lot of women off.
God, just throw the whole earth away. Throw the whole planet away. Start over. Just
I mean,
start over.
we do a video. A guy he broke his legs just to
so he surgery to make him taller.
Yeah. All because of women.
See, that's
women was talking about the short kings.
We need a woman's perspective. Like, how would you feel if nigga had on the fake
they're gonna be mad.
The toupee.
I don't know. Some of them might not. Who knows?
And they be more mad about the shoes if you taller than you.
Yeah, they be mad about the height part. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that part.
Throw the whole planet away. That's where I'm at with it.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Just to circle back, because this is the point I wanted to say. The main argument that I've heard transgender people use: you won't know you like it till you try it.
See, here we go. That, to me, that sounds like you just don't want to accept that person is not gonna mess with you. You're not accepting that.
You can run that argument after you tell them this is what I am. Then you can say, don't knock it till you try it, but say it up front.
Listen, this is very easy right here. Say what it is that what's going on, and are you with this or not? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Have a nice life. Easy.
A lot of people don't like rejection. But I think that's an easier route versus the other possible outcomes.
It's gonna be worse than rejection.
Check this out. Check this out.
A rejection of life.
Check this out. Check
You know, and again, I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying, like,
check this out.
Yeah.
Men go through rejection every day. Every time, look, we have to. Matter of fact, in order us to learn this shit, we had to take rejection. We had to.
Yes, I've had my fair share,
and you know,
I ain't proud of it. But
and you, with some people, not wanting rejection and fear of rejection is really you. So, I think it's really you being self-centered and not and wanting things to go your way.
To be fair, most humans want things to go their way.
They do,
and there's nothing wrong with it. But that's not how life works.
No, it's not.
Human
but
on this earth.
But to be fair, of rejection, and you want to lie, again, it's gonna be a dead end street. Yeah, because they're gonna find out that it ain't what it is. And then it's gonna be something else, and you're not gonna have what you had from the start. You're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just be honest from the start. Be honest from the start.
Yeah, and
because I'm telling you, man, you mess around and do this type of shit, man, and you got to add to the fact that nowadays, like we just got done talking about people who not being able to control emotions. People having people just they mental is not there.
Yeah, and
you will get knocked off playing around with some of these people. Because not everybody is going to run and tuck their tail and cry in the dark after messing around in this type of situation. Not everybody going to be mad at you and just leave it at that. Not everybody is going to run to the police and this person lied to me about this. A lot of people not going to do that. There's going to be people that's going to want to hurt you. And then we're going to be having talks about, why do hetero men be doing this to gay transsexual people?
Because you're not looking at it from our perspective.
You can't lie to people.
They're not putting themselves in our shoes, and they don't understand. For them,
you can't lie to people.
Yeah, that's true. But for them, I think this is for them, sexuality is fluid for them. Like, it's not fluid for us heterosexual people. We know what this is. You know, for them, it's a little different. And I'm not, and I by no means am trying to minimize or talk down, because that's not a situation that I completely understand, because I'm not a part in that situation. This is why I say, you know, and we have someone, you know, we got some things in the works that, you know, we're gonna have someone come on the show to kind of talk about that. And that's why I say we don't do no bashing here. You know what I'm saying? We're not into bashing. We're not into that because we want perspective. Like we want a lot of different kinds of perspective, because we can only come from we can only see things through our lens. So it'd be good to see through somebody else's.
I always look at it, man, is I know it's a sexual preference, but they also take it as a lifestyle. And so I always look at it like, yo, what you do in your bed and that's what you do. That's yours. So I don't really have no feeling toward it. It's just you shouldn't lie to people.
Yeah,
it's just straight up like that. You don't want nobody to lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't like. Let's change it. Like, what if you met somebody, you're trans, and you met somebody, you think y'all ain't went that far yet, but you dating them. They don't have the right intentions with you. They lying. They acting like it, and they might even be doing it just to be being funny, trying to be funny or whatever, but it ain't funny. But they doing this, and you gotta find out they don't really like you, right? Like, they don't really like you, they don't really care about you. They ain't even sexually attracted to you in that way. They ain't messing with you at all. They might be straight playing you. How would you feel about that? It's like you won't like it.
No. And I don't condone any of it, whether it be hetero, trans, gay, bi. I don't condone any forms of deception from anybody. So let's just call it. I mean, and we just gave an example of the heteros, about how hetero people deceive each other. The men and the women. So it's like we ain't picking on nobody in particular. Like if you're a human being and you have a heartbeat and a pulse, you can deceive anybody. Okay, everybody is capable of it.
Yeah,
so
let's be honest.
That's how I see it.
Let's be honest. You end up losing it anyway. So.
Be transparent.
Basically. I guess that's gonna be the title of this episode. Transparent, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Well, we're not gonna do a hot take of the week because y'all niggas struggled last week. We ain't gonna do a question of the day.
You got one?
Huh?
Yeah, you got one?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
Do I have a hot take of the week?
No, not the hot take, the other one.
Oh, a question of the day?
Well, you said hot take first, right?
Yeah.
What's the hot take?
We usually do question of the day and then we do hot take to close it out.
Take.
What you got?
But I ain't got nothing. No. I usually come up with a question of the day. We are all responsible for our own hot takes. So if y'all got one, then I guess we can do one.
No, I did struggle. I sure did.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I ain't gonna put y'all on blast this week because y'all struggled last week.
Ain't no really.
I'm gonna say I wore this, intentionally, because we
in Texas.
We beat Ohio State today.
Did we?
For the 4th year in a row.
Okay, good. I thought we lost the way people
we ain't
was
even
talking.
a good team.
I thought Michigan lost the way people was talking. I was like, shit, they lost.
Nah.
I ain't watch it. I ain't gonna
10
lie.
to 13. 4th year in a row, we done beat their ass.
Hey, go blue.
We ain't even good this year.
Just like
make sure we beat Ohio though.
Okay. Of course, I wore this.
Shout out my neighbor's Ohio State. I don't see his flag out there today.
I'm gonna tuck this flag. You mad?
You be careful down there in that gun state, brother. Damn crazy ass Texans. Oh yeah, that's right. Look, I already know, man. You ain't got to tell me. Shit. Well, anyway, look, we're gonna close out the show. Make it a little easy this week on the editing. We're gonna close out the show. If you like today's show, please comment, subscribe. We would appreciate every single one of you.
Be a walker, be a walker, not a talker, and follows everywhere like a stalker. You all right?
There you go. And like I say, feel free to comment if you disagree. I mean, well, if you watched this long, I'm happy you watched this far. But if you disagree, leave a comment. If you agree, leave a comment. Interaction is key. And we're gonna try to have more guests on the show. We are literally trying. Okay, it's not a walk in the park. Networking and everything else. But hey, if you leave a comment and we able to touch bases, hell, shit, you might be able to come on the show if you know what I'm trying to say. But anyhow, look, we gonna close out. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed your holiday. Y'all have a good week. Have a safe week. Stay safe out there. It's a dangerous world. And we'll see y'all next week. So, peace out.
Peace.